Yes, 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 yes. Come on, let's go. Yes, I'm telling you, this is just in show. It's all about transfer this moment. English Premier League. Transfers on the line. Arsenal have not signed. Manchester United, darling. No signing. Chelsea are angry. All Chelsea fans are angry. No signing. I don't know what's going on. It's all about EPL transfer. Your main man is here. They call me the Don. The Dawn of Sport Entertainment. You know what I'm talking about? This is Intercontinental Sport TV. You're all welcome to the show. You're all welcome to the show. You know what to do. Let me tell you. Please subscribe to the channel. It's all about us now. It's all about building up a community. Let's bring ourselves together. I'm talking about sport. But right now, it's all about transfers in English Premier League. Get it straight. Arsenal have not signed any players. They are signing all these children. I don't know. Upper is on ground. I tell you, he's going to tell us what's going on in the Arsenal. Upper is an Arsenal fan. He's in the building. Professor Tuchel will also join us. He's a Chelsea fan. He's fuming. No signing. What about me, Didon? Manchester United. Yet to sign any player. Looking at De Jong, Frankie De Jong, going nowhere, messing us around. Manchester United, wake up! I'm talking about Manchester United board. Let's sign. It's in this building. Let's do it. Bring it down. DJ in the building. Bring it down. Let me welcome Uppy all the way from Lagos. What's going on, bro? What's going on? Uppy.
Don.
Yeah.
Don, good evening from my end. Good evening from my end. How you doing?
I'm all right. It's afternoon. What's going on, bro? Tell me
I'm all right
something.
now. I'm mourning. I should say I'm mourning Arsenal. And let me say this for a fact. Today is the last time on the show that I wear an Arsenal jersey till Arsenal signs a top class player. Not just any player, a player of proven quality in top flight football. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to wear the Arsenal jersey on the show because it's hard to be associated with Arsenal right now. I mean, come on, everybody is making top signings, from Aston Villa. Even Nottingham Forest currently about to sign Dean Henderson from Manchester United. So
Yeah.
you take a look at it and you're just wondering what is happening. I mean, last season, fine, we signed good players that added quality to the squad, quite alright. But then look at the exits, the impactful exits that have happened. Aubameyang, Lacazette, clearing the wage bill, clearing up dead weights, quote and unquote. Fine, that was okay. But then it cost us a Champions League place, and then going into this summer now, you expect that they start to make signings early, like every other serious club who has good intentions for this season. But no, we've only signed a prodigy, a young prodigy, in Marquinhos. Obviously, Marquinhos is not going to run into that Arsenal first. He has had less than 1 year of professional football in his bag, but then again, you can't really count him out. But I'm very, very sure that he can make an impact in the first team, or the kind of impact that we need. So, I mean, so far so good as an Arsenal fan. Just like I said before, we always hate transfer windows because it's all about rumors, interest here and there. And I just need them to make signings. Gabriel Jesus is there, Yuri Tillemans is there, Alexander Zinchenko, and now Rafinha. We've been linked to these 4 players. And these players are tactical players that can actually improve the quality of the squad because we need that quality in them. And I really hope that we make those signings. I can see that Guendouzi and Torreira will make it their way back to the Arsenal team. But what does Arteta want to do with them? I know Arteta is not on terms with Guendouzi, so obviously Guendouzi needs to find his way back to the club. One player that I'm happy about that is making a return to the squad has to be William Saliba. He had a brilliant season with Marseille, hence him being in the Nations Cup squad with France. He played at least 3 games for them. So he's a player that I'm looking forward to seeing. Given he will also give competition to the likes of Ben White and Gabriel also. So I'm happy about that. But then again, just like I said, we need quality signings. It needs to happen fast. It needs to happen fast. I don't want to be crying like a Manchester United fan. So
Come on, Phil. Now I want to bring in Professor Tuko all the way from Lagos again. Somebody saying hi to you. Big up Utana Mayaki. He say hi, Ope.
hi,
Somebody
Utana. Thanks
saying
for joining.
Mayaki. All right, Prof, what's going on in Chelsea? I know you are filming.
Hello,
No
good
signing.
evening, everybody.
Welcome,
What's
Prof.
going on?
We are not happy. Well, for Chelsea fans, I think we know that the change in ownership was always going to slow down things. So we are a little bit calm in Chelsea. I think every reasonable Chelsea fan would have seen this coming. We are very used to doing business very early when things were normal. But we all know this is a strange circumstance, it's a change of ownership. And so we're happy to allow things go slowly. There's still talks of Jules Koundé, like we said, and some other players. And Lukaku, some players leaving the club, like Romelu Lukaku. It seems things are going on well in that regard. Lukaku and Inter wants to go back to Inter Milan. Inter Milan
You and this your you and this your Koundé. Okay.
Just Koundé will come. There's no problem about it. No doubt about it. Will come.
All right, we did here. All right, yeah, let's get straight into the paper talk for today. I got some things loaded here. First, we're going to start with this. I'm going to start with you, Okwe. What do you feel about this going on at Manchester United? Let's go straight end the scene. Let me put this one off. Talking about Nottingham Forest holding talk. It's going to be loan. That's a goalkeeper for Manchester United going to Nottingham Forest at the moment. Also, we are looking at signing of Abraham. I just got that message today. And also this guy is called Vitina, who is set for imminent Premier League transfer with Porto. It's priced for £34 million release clause to be triggered. So what's your take on this? Okay, let's go for it straight up.
So first of all, let's start with Dean Henderson. He had a breakout season with Sheffield United when they got promoted to the Premier League, and he played so well that United said they wanted him back. But obviously, since he came back, sadly, David De Gea then got back into good form. Good reason for bringing Henderson back was because De Gea was having a difficult time. He was conceding goals a lot. But then again, that's the thing about football and serious players. When you bring in competition, it helps them to step up. Because really, before Henderson joined, at least for almost 8 years, De Gea didn't really have any form of competition. With all due respect to the likes of Sergio Romero, Valdez, and Tom Heaton, Lee Grant, and whatnot, they were not just up to par compared to David De Gea. So Dean Henderson coming back, a young goalkeeper who already got an England cap due to his fantastic performances for Sheffield United, he knew for sure that he needed to be to up his game, and he did. And he kept Dean Henderson out of the squad. Henderson was only able to just keep in a few Premier League games under Ole, maybe just one or two, and then more of cup games. And obviously, Manchester United did not do so well in the cup games. So World Cup is this year. He wants to play first team football. He knows that for that starting position as the top goalkeeper for England, it's an open thing. Jordan Pickford has been the undisputed number one for a couple of years, but he has had a recent dip in form. It was just towards the end of the season for Everton where he seemed to find his feet again. And then we know Aaron Ramsdale had a great season with Arsenal as well. But then you saw in that match against Hungary, not his fault though, conceding 4 goals. But then again, England will need a bit of consistency, and obviously Gary Southgate likes to always have a competitive squad. So then Henderson needs to get back to playing first team football, and definitely he'll get a lot of that with Nottingham Forest. But then he should think about it as well. The quality of players compared to when he was at Sheffield and even at Manchester United, when you don't have a good defense, you are going to suffer the brunt. How many saves can he humanly make in one game and in every other game? That's a factor to consider, but that's down to him at the end of the day. And then moving over to Vitinha. Vitinha is an exciting forward, the young Portuguese. He had a great season as well with Porto, hence him being drafted into the Portuguese squad for the ongoing Nations League games. And he has been playing well. He has played 3 games so far. He has scored 1 goal, and then he has been impactful in terms of creating gameplay, assisting as well. He has had a good mix with the likes of Rafael Leao, Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes as well. Most appearances coming up from the bench, obviously. But then again, is he good enough to make an impact in the Premier League? He's a skillful player. He reminds me a lot of Mata. He's more of like a mix of Mata and Bruno Fernandes, if you ask me, in terms of his playmaking skills. But then one thing he has in comparison, or one edge he has over both of them, is the speed and accuracy with which he's always able to churn out his passes. But then again, I think he lacks a bit of upper body strength. So I'm willing to see how he's going to adapt to the physicality of the Premier League, because the Premier League demands a lot. And then the Portuguese league compared to the Premier League, you don't play a lot of games. Portuguese league, there are only 18 teams in their league, and they have a lot of breaks. They spread out their league games compared to the English Premier League. And obviously, with the kind of team Manchester United is, they will also be playing European football as well, and alongside FA Cup and Carabao Cup. So a lot of games. But then, with every great team, just like I said, you need quality in depth. So he shouldn't be the only main signing for them. They should bring in other players who will be able to support him, and obviously other players who can make an impact apart from him. With the departures of Lingard, Mata, Pogba, imminent departures of Andreas Pereira as well, you expect Manchester United to flood in with quality players, but only time will tell. And last but not the least, Tammy Abraham. I really don't see how realistic this is going to be. And I feel like at the end of the day, even if Abraham is going to come back to England, his first choice would definitely be Chelsea, because that's where he's coming from. And with the fact that Lukaku is leaving, he can deputize. And then when you think about it, he really had probably 2 full seasons in the Premier League as a starter, and he was decent, if you ask me. Don't forget that he's just 22 years old. There's a lot being demanded of him, because obviously when you're playing for a big team, you need to deliver. But for someone who had only had previous experiences in the Championship, he did pretty well, if you ask me. And then again, he's got a stellar Championship record already. Champions League winner, Europa League winner, Club World Cup winner, and most recently UEFA Conference League winner with Jose Mourinho. He had an outstanding season individually, and he would definitely be gingered to continue to improve under Mourinho. But let's not forget that Chelsea have a buyback clause worth £60 million in the contract he signed with AS Roma. So they can actually trigger that buyback clause, I believe, at the end of 2024, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really sure about the exact date, but I know they can trigger it in, I think, 2 seasons after he has played for Roma. So that's something to look forward to. So it won't be easy if United want to actually sign him from Roma. They will actually need to pay certain amounts as well to Chelsea. So it's going to be a complicated deal financially, even if the player is willing to come to Manchester United.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much. Please, if you are watching this for the first time, smash the like on the video, please, right away. That's another way to help the community. I'm coming straight to you right now, Professor Tuchel. We are focusing now on Chelsea today. We heard that Inter Milan to open talks with Chelsea over Lukaku. Is it going to be on loan?
Yeah, it will be on loan, because Inter Milan don't have the funds to do the deal to buy him, outrightly. So he has to be on loan first, and then there will be an option to buy next season or upper season. Yeah.
Then who is this guy called Joe School?
I'm just seeing this news for the first time. I don't know who.
Oh, really?
Who he is. But I haven't had.
I saw it on your website. I saw it on your website.
We're linked to.
It said it's from.
It's a new goalkeeper.
That's what I can see right now from the newspaper. That's Sky Sport. They mentioned him so seriously today.
The deal that I know we're doing now is the deal for Gabriel Slonina. Is a Chicago Fire player in America. He's a goalkeeper. Yeah, he's got serious prospects. We're closing in on the deal already. Real Madrid tried to bid for him, but their bid was turned down. So Chelsea are working on it and are close to signing the talented goalkeeper for about $10 million. So that's one I know that we're closing on. Gabriel Slonina. That's the name of the goalkeeper from Chicago Fire in America.
All right. Also, I heard about Liverpool. We're looking at Liverpool. Sadio Mane has reached a verbal agreement with Bayern. Are we seeing Mane going? Okay.
No doubt about it. Obviously, it's more imminent now with the signing of Darwin Núñez.
Yes.
Obviously that's Liverpool already preparing for the departure of Sadio Mane. Bayern Munich have said it. Their sporting director, Salihamidzic, has said that Mane is his top targets this summer transfer window. They need him, they want him, and obviously for them it's important that they get Mane as well with the imminent departure of Robert Lewandowski, who
Okay.
seizes every opportunity to say that he wants to leave Bayern. His time at Bayern is up, and then more stories coming out that he and Julian Nagelsmann have had a clash or two on the training ground. Not
Mm-hmm.
basically not agreeing on his training methodologies, on ideologies, and whatnot. Because Nagelsmann loves to play fast intensity football. At Leipzig, he always played with a three at the back, and he
Yeah.
played with they were extremely attacking. It was always a 3-4-3, for him. And then with Bayern, he really couldn't do that a lot. But then he did try once in a while. And then you see sometimes the likes of Coman and Gnabry playing at wing back, and that's why currently we have talks about Gnabry possibly leaving Bayern with 1 year left on his contract. If he does not sign a new contract, it would be difficult for them to just let him leave on a free transfer. It won't be good business for them. So, and he'll be going for £40 million. And you expect Arsenal to jump on that deal as well, because Gnabry has not hidden the fact that, he would love a return to Arsenal, and Arsenal always has a special place in his heart. So, for sure, Sadio Mane is leaving Liverpool, and Bayern Munich is the best destination for him, or rather is the imminent destination.
All right, that's cool. Now, let me bring this to you guys. Also, Arsenal and Tottenham as trying to have a tug of war in London there about this guy called Rafinha from Leeds United. Tuchel, well, what do you think? Okay, can I? Is it okay? I want you to talk about this because it's this is another hope being raised today. In the paper that you guys and Tottenham looking at this guy. So what's
Yeah.
your take on this?
So first of all, over the last 2 days, I must say that I've seen more reputable sources talking about this. So first of all, there's genuine interest from Arsenal. They want to sign Rafinha. They've made inquiries, and then look, Leeds United have made it clear that Rafinha is not going to be leaving the club for anything less than £55 million.
Wow.
The first club to have actually made contacts with Leeds concerning him was Barcelona. Barcelona made inquiries, wanting to sign him, and then Xavi has actually been wanting to sign him since January, but obviously that was not. They couldn't do that. They were only able to sign important players to just try and patch up, the issues that they had. They couldn't spend that amount in January. That's why they brought in Adama Traore on loan. So £55 million is the asking price from Leeds United. Is Arsenal going to splash the cash? That's really just the question, because they will obviously be spending that same amount on Gabriel Jesus. They will be spending at least £25 million on Yuri Tillemans, and then possibly they would like to sign Alexander Zinchenko as well, who would most likely be around the same price tag as Yuri Tillemans, depending on how rigid Manchester City is with the transfer dealings. But then again, he's an exciting player with the imminent departure of Nicolas Pepe. Yeah, it should happen, and I believe Arsenal. I hope they do get good money for Pepe, but it will be difficult because he hasn't since he has been at Arsenal. He hasn't been playing fantastic football.
Okay, wait, sorry, okay, are you telling me Nicolas Pepe is going?
He's very much on his way out. First of all, he has changed his agents. He changed his agents before the end of the season.
Wow.
Second of all, after he joined Ivory Coast for this recent couple of games for AFCON qualifiers and also some friendlies, it was touted by local reporters that he has cleaned out his house. His fleet of cars are no longer there, and the house is looking empty. So it's quite clear that Pepe wants to leave, because even despite the improvement of the Arsenal side, he wasn't able to make an impact in that squad.
At all. Yeah.
Bukayo Saka has taken over that right wing position, and even when Saka is not playing, Arteta likes to fiddle with the likes of Martinelli and Smith Rowe even down there before giving a chance to Nicolas Pepe. And, Arsenal were so happy to let him go for AFCON earlier this year. They didn't even stop him, like the way they stopped Thomas Partey, and like the way they tried to hurry Thomas Partey back for the Carabao Cup game against Liverpool, which they eventually did lose. So that just goes to show you that both Arsenal and Arteta are really not interested in keeping Nicolas Pepe because he's not making much of an impact on the squad. So obviously they need to clear the wage bill again. He's another example of wanting to clear the wage bill. I mean, £72 million, it's crazy. So which club wants to buy Nicolas Pepe now, or what club want to take Nicolas Pepe on a 2-year loan deal for Arsenal and probably split the wage bill down the middle. But we know that Arsenal will obviously not mind shipping him off, even if they have to pay him off, or even pay a part of his wages, because we've seen that they've done that with the likes of Aubameyang. So let's see what happens. But it's something I'm interested in. I hope Arsenal do get to sign him. Obviously, he would want to play regular football as well. That's another thing we'll be considering. But good enough, he will get regular football if he's at Leeds, because they're still in the Premier League. But then you consider the fact that he's in the Brazilian fold now. So when the likes of Neymar, Vinicius are saying, "Oh, who are you facing in the Champions League now? Oh, who are you? Who's your teammate? Who are you talking with?" You know, they're all human beings at the end of the day. They want to be, as far as you are representing the Seleção, you want to be in the upper echelon when it comes to your clubs as well, because every other player in that Brazilian squad is playing for big teams. I'm talking about Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain. The list goes on and on and on. Juventus as well. So he would want to be in that conversation with his teammates as well. But then again, it's down to Arteta and Edu. We see that both of them have been recruiting a lot of Brazilian players, and also players who have applied their trade in Brazil as well. So let's see how convincing Edu can be to bring Rafinha to the club.
All right, that's good. Let's go straight into the question for the day. This is the first question, which says, will Manchester United be able to attract Eriksen and De Jong? I'm going to start with you, Prof. Prof, what do you say about this question?
Yeah, the Eriksen saga is one that has really drawn a lot of attention and arguments on the social media space and the sports space as well. I heard some people saying Christian Eriksen is indebted to Brentford, because Brentford has agreed to make him the highest paid player in their club. But I heard Man United are ready to probably double the wages that Brentford is offering for him. And so there's arguments that is he supposed to repay the faith that Thomas Frank showed in him and remain in Brentford for another season, or does he follow his personal ambition? He still thinks he has a lot to give, to play for a bigger team on the highest stage and the highest level of football. So it's one that is very, very interesting. For me, I personally think Christian Eriksen will leave Brentford. I think because I think he's over 30. I'm not too sure. I think 32 or thereabout. It's not just Man United that are in for him. Spurs are also in for him.
Spurs also is looking.
And Antonio Conte, worked with him in Inter Milan. So and then he also has an history with Inter Milan, with Tottenham. So there's a possibility that Tottenham and Spurs might just snatch him up, which would be another fantastic coup, as far as I'm concerned, by Antonio Conte. So it's a very interesting one to watch out for. Personally, I think Eriksen should, I think he has paid the debt. He has paid whatever faith that Brentford showed in him. He made them safe very early. He was practically their best player last season. Even they haven't played very, very less games for them. So I feel like Eriksen will move on, to be honest. Where will he go? I'm not so sure. I think it will be a tussle. I think he will get a bigger club, and then he would eventually move on to play for them next season.
That's great. What do you feel about this, Okwe, about this question? The question for the day, that's looking at these two players.
For De Jong.
For De Jong.
De Jong. I feel like De Jong has said he wants to remain in Barcelona. He considers
no mind that.
Barcelona, according to him, he feels Barcelona is still the biggest club in the world. So
crazy, man.
This is what happens when you don't finish in the Champions League spot, as Man U has done. You struggle to get.
We know.
Well, Prof, let him know. Just remind me.
So I just hope Man United can be able to do business well. That would propel them.
But don't you think we should move away from this guy? I mean, De Jong.
Honestly, I think he's installing his. You guys are talking about him.
What the hell?
Insisting that he wants to be in. Yeah, well, he wants to be in Barcelona. If he's Barcelona in the right place, he will play Champions League football. So this I think something you cannot offer. You can offer him more money.
But Barcelona has to sell. But they have to sell.
Well. It's interesting. Maybe Okwe knows better than I do. Okwe can come in here. I don't know how.
Okwe, what do you think about this issue?
The truth is that it's a 50-50. That's just the truth. It's possible that he does join, because trust Barcelona and the new system under Juan Laporta. Look, they are currently in debt. Their business is out there. I mean, for the first time ever, the Camp Nou is open to having concerts, weddings and whatnot. And they're
Exactly.
trying to raise money. Just imagine. So they are desperate. That's just the truth. And what baffles me the most is that, after Laporta took over at the beginning of the year and made those signings in January, he was boasting a lot and saying that, the club is making recovery, they're getting back to where they're meant to be. So I wonder, where did he... So obviously, what Arsenal did them a big favor with that deal with Aubameyang, obviously. Arsenal paying, first of all, paying off Aubameyang to an extent and then paying his wages till the end of the season. That was a ridiculous deal for them. And obviously, with Ferran Torres as well, they're paying Manchester City in installments. It's a good thing. They've been having good, should I say, good business deals so far based on relationships. I'm sure Guardiola obviously would have spoken to the board of Manchester City to please oblige them, obviously because of the relationship with Barcelona. But now they know that to sign big players and to sign more quality players, it's going to be difficult for them. That's why they were so desperate to sell Ousmane Dembele in January, and now they are now desperate for him to sign a new contract. It's going to be difficult for them. So the truth is that De Jong might actually not have a choice. And then Manchester United will obviously be the best option for him because it's a new league for him. The truth is that it's a good club at the end of the day. Manchester United is one of the most illustrious clubs in the world, irrespective of what is happening. Irrespective of what is happening today.
You're a very good person.
And then again, you cannot deny the fact that Eric Ten Hag is there as the coach, and obviously a chance to link up with his brother in Donny van der Beek. So they've played together. They know how to run the show. It will be a mouth-watering opportunity at the end of the day. He will be sold for good money, and obviously he'll be offered good wages. Don't forget that United have recently cleared up the wage bill to a certain extent, so they can pay him good money at the end of the day. So the truth is that obviously he's saying what he needs to say to pass a message to Barcelona and to say, look, I really don't want to go. I want to stay. Try and keep him. But look, he's one of the most valuable players in the club, so they can get good money for him. At the end of the day, it's not going to be down to rather to Frenkie de Jong. It's a 50-50 chance, And talking about Christian Eriksen, I was laughing when Prof said that, a lot of people feel like Eriksen is indebted to Brentford. Look, a lot of football fans fail to acknowledge the fact that at the end of the day, there's a business side to football. And there's ambition as well. Look, Eriksen joined Brentford because on a good day, if he didn't have that incident, Christian Eriksen and Brentford are never going to be in the same conversation. That's just the truth, without due respect to Brentford. And obviously, him joining the club, he lifted the face of the club, one, because Brentford then became global in the eyes of global football and global news. Number two, he lifted the spirit of the players. I for sure noticed the fact that all his teammates at Brentford were inspired by his story and him joining the club, and those players began to perform better when he joined. He made them better players, and we began to see more consistency from Thomas Frank's side. We began to see more consistency from the likes of Ivan Toney, Wissa, Mboma as well. Frank Onyeka was playing much better as well. The defense became a whole lot more solid. So he did make a positive impact in the club. Is he indebted to Brentford? Not in any way. It was a 50-50 thing. They gave him a 6-month contract, and he played well for them. They maintained their Premier League status. What else do you want from him?
But the argument is that nobody was willing to take a chance, or to take a chance on him.
True.
Coming back from that issue he had, clubs were not willing to take a chance, and Thomas Frank and Brentford showed faith to take a chance and give him the opportunity. Because if they didn't give him that opportunity, no bigger team were looking at him now. He wouldn't have this sort of this position that he is now. He won't be in this position to want to decide. You understand? So that's the emotional side that people are looking at from here.
Definitely. But then when you look at it, when it comes down to it at the end of the day, I think his personal ambition, you can't put down his personal ambition. This was someone that used to play Champions League football season in, season out during his time at Spurs and even at Inter Milan. Don't forget that Antonio Conte was the one that brought him to Inter Milan, So there's a possibility that he might go to Spurs. However, looking at the way Conte actually managed that Chelsea side compared to Inter and the way he managed Juventus in Italian Serie A, Conte in the Premier League likes to just have one creative-minded midfielder and have two more solid central midfielders and a recognized defensive midfielder. So the truth is that Pierre-Emile Højbjerg actually has a lot of those attributes, if you ask me, combined into one. And then obviously he brought in Rodrigo Bentancur. And then compared to his time at Juventus and Inter, he's playing more with a three up front and just the two in the middle. he plays more with Højbjerg and Bentancur as the double anchors, and then he has no choice but to field in Son, Harry Kane, and sometimes Lucas Moura, or it could be Steven Bergwijn. And obviously, recently, till the end of the season, it was Kulusevski. But then again, you might never know what Conte has up his sleeves. But then, would Eriksen want to be a bench warmer? Obviously not. That we have the World Cup this year. He wants to be playing regularly. Then with Manchester United, on paper, it looks so easy. He can walk into the club, free transfer, giving the number 8 jersey or the number 8.
Where does he play? Where does he play?
Exactly.
That's
so,
it.
You obviously can't imagine having both Eriksen and Fernandes on the pitch at the same time. It's not going to work. Under both Tim Sherwood and Andre Villas-Boas, both managers tried to have, even under Poch, they both tried to have Eriksen on the left-hand side of a midfield behind the striker. It doesn't necessarily work all the time. His best place on the pitch is obviously in the hole behind the striker, giving him a free roll. We see that with Denmark as well. So we know for sure that Bruno is not going to be benched. Someone that just signed a contract extension not too long ago to 2027.
We don't care.
But I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen. However, Christian Eriksen matches the mold of a playmaker that Erik Ten Hag likes to have. That's just the truth, But then Bruno adds more goals compared to the normal mood of the playmaker that Erik Ten Hag likes. And then Bruno has been playing well for United, although last season was bad. But then his numbers, his numbers still speak for him at the end of the day. So I don't see it happening. It's very, very unlikely, because I don't think Eriksen will want to sit on the bench for any team. So if he's considering playing consistent first team football, probably Brentford will be number 1 on the list before considering going back to Spurs. And then again, the good thing is that yesterday he put out in an interview with a Danish national outfit, a Danish news outlet. He did say for sure that he's not going to deny the fact that he would want to play Champions League football. However, it's not going to be a criteria for him choosing his next club. So definitely there's a chance that he could be playing for Brentford next season, but it's highly unlikely. That's a top quality player in my book. So,
very, very, very quality player. All right, guys. Let's wrap up the show with this question, the last question, but we're not going to talk too much on this. It's just between you guys. Why should Gabriel Jesus sign for your team?
Very easy answer. Champions.
John, you set me up.
Very easy answer.
I mean, what can I say to that? What do you want me to say to that? And at the end of the day, he's going to be playing regularly. I see Jesus at Chelsea. It will be very exciting, And he and Werner can always interchange position while on the pitch. Timo Werner doesn't necessarily like to stay in one position,
and it's very mobile.
He's extremely mobile, and he has that pressing aspect of his game that Tuchel love. Tuchel and Gabriel Jesus match made in heaven. It would be beautiful if you ask me. I see Tuchel bringing out the best out of a player like that, and some people might not start actually questioning Guardiola and why he couldn't bring up a goal scoring side from Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus and Chelsea will be a fantastic combination if you ask me. So it will be good. If he's coming to Arsenal, it's only just for first team football, and probably he quote and unquote buys into the vision. The vision of Arteta, and it will be down to Edu as well to bring in his Brazilian compatriot.
Yeah. All right, guys, we've come to the end of the show for today. That's about transfers. Is there anything you guys want to tell our viewers? Maybe is there any information from you guys?
Look, for Arsenal fans, just stay away from social media for now. Just, for your mental health. Please, you don't need the high blood pressure and hypertension. And don't wear an Arsenal jersey outside again. Just do that for your mental health.
But if you want to talk about our clubs, I mean Manchester United, I always look at what are they doing? What do they do in the what exact thing do they talk about? What do they do? Why is it taking time to do a deal, approach a player? Is there something so hard to do? For the past 5 weeks now, we've been talking about De Jong. Till today, the same thing. They submit one bid, and what do they do?
I think it boils down to the fact that the change of manager, I think that also has a because I don't know, the manager probably identifies the sort of players that he wants. I think these things will take time, and if don't forget, we still have a long way to go. The whole of July is there. There's 2 weeks to go, so there's still time. The August, I think transfer window closes on the 31st.
But this thing is getting frustrating people.
I know it is. I know it's always good to get your
look
players
at Okwe. Okwe cannot even sleep.
You guys should you're not alone. I mean, we're all in this, except
Honestly.
for the 3 other teams. But except for Liverpool, City, and
imagine
Spurs, the
we are
rest
trying
of
to
us are
close
all
the
in.
gap. We are
The
trying
rest
to
of us
close
are
the
all
gap on these 2 teams, Manchester City and Liverpool.
I mean,
They're already. It's as if they're done. They are ready for the next season.
Yeah, as we're speaking in this moment in time, Chelsea don't have defenders. We cannot go. So it's everywhere. We don't have defenders to play.
But you have this defender called is it called this black
Chalobah is
very good guy.
He's good,
good
but he's
player.
still relatively inexperienced. Okay,
No.
You know he's good. He's a good player.
No.
He needs to improve. He still needs to
Yes,
improve.
he
I
needs to
mean,
do a lot.
there's a
Oh
major
my
reason why. There's a major reason why every time Chalobah played in important games, there's a major reason why Thiago Silva was always on the pitch with him.
Exactly, with him.
It was always important because he needed an experienced player that can always guide him, tell him what to do if he's overdoing it, if he's overlapping too much, because he's someone who has also played as a central defensive midfielder. So sometimes he likes to wonder.
You also have James.
I think a lot of times last season Chelsea misused or overused Reece James, which contributed to his injury worries, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But then again, that's just a versatile player. Reece James last season played as a right-sided centre back.
Centre back, also right wing back. He even played in the left wing back.
He has played even in defensive midfield. He has played.
Yes, he has. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he's also a young man. He's just 23 years old. It takes time for his body to consistently adapt. You know, one player that suffered from playing consistent football too early in his career has to be Jack Wilshere. You know, Wenger put him straight into the fold, and then the injury worries just came, and then sadly he's not. And that was just it for him. For United, just before we wrap up, I think another factor you need to consider has to be the departure of Ed Woodward and him gradually taking his hands off the club. So there are also changes in terms of club management, boardroom as well. So usually before any transfer window, the board would have done their homework with the manager then. So obviously, Ranić not only did not leave as the interim manager, also did not take up his consultancy role with them. So they didn't have anyone that they would have planned with for the transfer window. So Erik ten Hag coming in is going to be a lot of background work, first of all. Also, Ten Hag will come with his own scouts, or preferably hire his own scouts, not necessarily relying on the United scouts as well. So for United, it's a really tricky situation. It will take time for United to bring in players.
That's true. And considering the fact that we are not playing Champions League, like
exactly.
Arsenal too. So,
all right.
It's only one person that is playing Champions. That's our Professor. So we've been watching you on every Tuesday and Wednesday. Am I right?
Yes.
Our own is on Thursday.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we gotta go now. We gotta go, guys. I want to thank you so much for showing up. Okay, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, man.
Thank you so much. And Prof,
pleasure. My pleasure.
All right, have a nice day, guys. All right, we've come to the end of the show, guys. It is what it is. Thank you so much for joining us today. EPL transfers, it's all about transfers. Same time tomorrow again. Hopefully we'll be here tomorrow, God willing. We'll give you the latest on the transfer. Please, if you enjoyed this show, please subscribe to the channel. Also smash the likes on the video. Please help us share. Let's reach out to people outside. It's a new channel called Intercontinental Sport TV. Thank you so much. I got to sign out. They call me the Don of Sport Entertainment. One love, everybody. Thank you so much.